Hey everybody, we start 13 News at noon on this Wednesday with a live look at downtown Indianapolis. We just saw some snow move through downtown Indy a few minutes ago. More is on the way, and not just for downtown. Welcome to 13 News at noon. I'm Dustin Grovin with meteorologist Sean Ash, who's tracking the impact and the timeline of this thing.
Yeah, and if you have our free app, you get the push alert. We talked about the snowflakes being in the state and the snow showers that are on the way here. So let's give you the rundown, what's going on. And this bad boy's coming in from Illinois. Now, before the core of the energy gets here, we're seeing a little spoke push through right now. It's relatively light, but fair game from now till about 9 o'clock to see some snowflakes. You see those little darker shades of blue. That would be where the pace of snow picks up a little bit. This is generally light for right now. This is I-65 near Lafayette. Okay, we're looking there. And then as we come back downtown, we did have a few flakes here just no more than 15 minutes ago. At this hour, 34, dew point 22. So that lower column of air near the surface, still relatively dry. That eventually changes pretty quickly here over the course of the next couple of hours. And you'll see this on Future Track 13. These bursts of blue. Those will put down quick accumulations and cause for road conditions to change rapidly. We'll run through all of that and a chance of snow tomorrow as well, coming up in the forecast.
Thank you, Sean. We are also following breaking news this afternoon. The State Board of Education just approved a redesign of Indiana's high school diplomas. That vote just took place about 90 minutes ago. State education officials saying these new diplomas will help ensure more students are set up for success after they leave high school, whichever path they choose. So here's what they've done. The new diploma models are going to offer a base diploma with a minimum requirement for all students. It'll also then allow students to earn what are called readiness seals with either a focus on higher education, the workforce, or a career in the military. Now, this whole idea of better preparing high schoolers for the future is something Hoosiers say needs to be done. This was identified as one of the top issues, according to the results of Ball State University's annual Hoosier survey that just came out last week. We're going to have much more on this later today, starting at 13 News at 4. To some of the other headlines now, an early morning police chase led to a fiery crash on Indy's east side. It happened near East 21st Street near 465. State police tell us when troopers tried to stop a stolen car, the suspects drove off, then crashed into another car. A 13 News crew spotted two vehicles with heavy damage, as you can see right there. One of the cars flipped over. ISP says the suspects tried to get away, but police caught them and they were all taken to the hospital. Investigators recovered a rifle, pistol, and drugs from the stolen car. All of the suspects have been arrested. An IMPD SWAT officer is hurt and 4 juveniles arrested after a police chase that ended in a crash on the north side. This started yesterday afternoon when police were called to a report of gunfire on East Riverside Drive near West 29th. When police spotted the car they thought was involved, there was a brief chase. Police say they discovered the car had been stolen earlier during an armed carjacking. According to IMPD, the driver crashed that stolen car into that SWAT officer's SUV near 30th and Fall Creek. Police say they found a gun at the scene. We're working right now to learn about any possible charges. Repairs are underway this afternoon after a car crashed into a West Side nursing home. Take a look. We sent crews over to Northwest Health Center off of West 34th near 465. IFD tells us the structure thankfully is okay. We have reached out to police. So far, we have not heard whether anyone was hurt. We'll let you know as soon as we hear back an update on that story. Also, right now, police are searching for the person who shot someone in an apartment near downtown Indianapolis. This happened last night near Indiana Avenue in St. Clair. Police say they believe 2 men got into a fight that escalated to gunfire. At last check, the victim is expected to be okay. Police are hoping witnesses can help with their investigation.
We do always need the public's help. Solve these cases many times. They are solved by the public's help. So we appreciate any help that you could give us if you know anything.
Police believe this was an isolated incident and there's no known threat to the public. State police are investigating an exchange of gunfire between 2 cars on the interstate. This happened along I-65 up in Tippecanoe County around 6 last night. Troopers say it happened just north of the State Road 43 exit, also known as the Brookston exit. Investigators say somebody in a Kia fired at least 1 shot toward a Nissan. Then police believe somebody in that Nissan returned fire. No injuries were reported. We have new details today about a man who allegedly tried to lure a young girl using Facebook Marketplace. Our Chase Howell spoke with a lawyer who specializes in protecting kids from these kinds of situations, and she says predators are coming up with new strategies parents need to know about.
A place for buyers and sellers turned out to be more than a family bargained for after a man began messaging a 12-year-old girl.
What is scary is just how fast the communication moves between the child and the offender, from something innocent to something much more sinister.
Christina Karabov is a senior attorney for Zero Abuse Project, an organization dedicated to protecting children from abuse and sexual assault. Karabov says she's never had a case where a person lured a child using Facebook Marketplace.
Offenders will use any means to get to a child, and it seems that pretty quickly in this communication, this individual found out that the person he was talking to was a child.
According to the court documents, 36-year-old Tyree Morris and the girl spoke for more than a week. First, police say it started on Facebook Marketplace, then switched to an app called Text Now, before transitioning to Snapchat. And as time passed, investigators say the messaging turned more personal and sexual at times, sending pictures and video chatting.
Once that bond is developed and it seems that the child is comfortable with communication and willing to communicate, then the offender can take it down any number of roads. And in this case, you have a child who repeatedly disclosed her age.
Karabov credits the girl's mother for checking her daughter's messages and turning them over to police, but doesn't advise parents to allow their children to sell things online.
Any number of bad things could happen, from being financially taken advantage of to giving out too much private information to being solicited by an adult. And so we'd certainly encourage parents not to let their kids engage in certain activities that they're just not ready for the potential consequences.
And with the days of kids flipping through a JCPenney or Sears catalog being a thing of the past, Karabov wants parents to keep an eye out on where their kids go looking for presents online this holiday season.
All right, Chase Howell reporting there. Important to know. Thank you, Chase. We are seeing how the Neighborhood Infrastructure Program is starting to make a difference here in Indy as more funding was just announced. So here's how it works. The city essentially agrees to split the bill for different community projects. Just identify the problem, start raising money to fix it, then submit an application to the city explaining the need. Take Oaks Academy Middle School, for example. The CEO there tells us they've got new sidewalks and curbs. He says it would have cost them more than 60 grand, but it ended up being less than half that, about 28,000.
For organizations like the Oaks and other nonprofits and other neighborhood associations, this is a great opportunity to partner with the city to improve our infrastructure.
The new round of applications is opening up Friday. It closes in February. Happening today, an Indiana veteran will get the keys to a new home completely mortgage-free to him and his family. We first told you about this story back in August. Sergeant First Class Timothy Duffin with the Army Special Forces helped break ground on the house a few months ago alongside Building Homes for Heroes. Sergeant Duffin served as a canine handler and survived, an IED blast in Afghanistan while trying to help his fellow soldiers who were wounded. He received a Bronze Star for his efforts and served more than 13 years in the military.
Their vision of what they want the football program to be is exactly what I do. They want to compete and win championships, and then they're going to resource it the way to help us get that done.
All right, something Purdue fans certainly like to hear. Boiler up for Barry Odom, Purdue's newest head football coach. Odom arrived in West Lafayette Sunday night, and it has been full steam ahead ever since. Confidence reigning on Purdue's campus after a season that didn't inspire much of it, and a 1-11 record. That's why it didn't inspire much of it. That one win coming in week 1, and it was just downhill from there. But Odom says he's got big plans to turn things around.
The ability to play in the Big Ten Conference was very, very attractive to me. The geographic location in the Midwest is where I'm from and believe in, and think that we can turn this team into a winner really quickly.
I think gives me great confidence knowing his track record of being able to do it at a place where they had little to no resources, but now arming him and his crew with everything they need. I think I'm very excited about what could happen.
Athletic director there looking ahead to big things, hopeful. Now comes the rebuild, assembling the players to win and the coaches to help them do it. AD Mike Babinski says Odom will have all the resources he needs to make the team competitive. Odom says he's engaged in ongoing conversations with people to fill out his staff, working around the bowl game schedule. He comes to Purdue from UNLV, where his Rebels went 19-8 with back-to-back conference championship appearances. Carmel native Alex Shackle is once again making a splash on the world stage. She's in Budapest this week for the World Aquatics Short Course Swimming Championships. Last night she was part of the women's 4x100 meter relay. That team set a world record on their way to winning the gold medal. She also helped Team USA qualify for the final in the 4x50 medley relay. That final is set for later today.